So next question is from Rag Chand. He's asking, how will this affect the self-sponsored entrepreneur H1B?
Yes. So again, self-sponsored entrepreneur. So in the new rules that came out last January, I mean, somebody can start a company, sponsor their own H1B. The only drawback is you only get it for 18 months instead of 3 years. That's still being said. I mean, the process is you still have to file an LCA, even though you're a self-sponsored H1B, and the LCA still has to meet the labor test and everything. And what that means is, in terms of whether it is self-sponsored or startup H1B or a big corporation H1B, I think the rule will applicable in a similar fashion. So if you're self-sponsoring for your H1B, you still have to meet the LCA requirement. So the LCA wage requirement, which means that you're working in a particular city, you have to look at the wages and pay accordingly, and your pay has to be accordingly. Because the bottom line is the H1B program is intended to ensure that you're not impacting the local American worker. So the pay should never be at a point where you're causing the labor market to be at a disadvantage, which is the whole reason why we have this LCA process, labor condition application, this prevailing wage, and all these rules in place. So, in terms of the impact, it is exactly going to be the same as the normal H1Bs.
All right. Thank you, Chance, for taking that up. And Rag, thank you for your question. And now we have Karthik. Karthik is asking, is the US risking its tech dominance by alienating the very minds that built it? And could this be the beginning of a global talent realignment away from Silicon Valley?
I mean, again, the rules, they've not finalized any rules yet. But again, if they kind of make some absurd rules without putting much effort into the process, I mean, that is a definite possibility, not even like a hypothesis or anything. I think it is definitely going to happen if rules get changed without proper thought, which is why we have this protections in place. We have this APA process where they have to do it slow. They have to publish the draft, use the commenting period, and do a slow process, which is the whole purpose of all these acts, this APA and everything, because we don't want to take a quick decision. Because if they take a quick decision, we definitely risk the tech dominance. I mean, obviously, right now, US is the number one in tech industry. I mean, we are all of us are hoping that that is what continues, and I think they will not take a hasty decision. If you look at what is happening in the H1B world in the last 7-8 months since Trump administration started, yes, we are seeing issues with F1 OPTs, students, student admissions, and so on. We have not really seen anything drastic on the H1B side. Yes, there is rhetoric out there where occasionally we see some politicians come and talk bad about H1B. But if you look at the administration, I think they're still respecting H1B. They're still not denying cases on a large scale or anything, because I think the administration does understand the importance of H1B. President Trump actually gave good statements about H1B. Not only that, President Trump's wife, Melanie Trump, she was on H1B in the past. Elon Musk was on H1B in the past. So the administration does understand the value of H1B program, and the administration has not talked anything bad about H1B. I think they're talking about reform, but not anything bad about H1B, because they do understand that US risks tech dominance if they do things in a drastic way or impact the H1B program, because H1B program is intended to supplement the US labor force and make it more stronger. It is not meant to replace US workers or anything. So I think if any bad rules come out, yes, there is that risk, which is why I do think that the administration will be very, very cautious. They will not take any drastic steps without putting much thought into the process.
I think yes. Thank you so much for taking that up and for giving us this perspective, Chand. And Karthik, thanks to you too for this question. That's the end of part 8. We'll wrap it all up in part 9 of Immigration Talk Show.